Good afternoon, everyone. I am coming to you live from outside. We are doing strength training for cyclists today. We did a good strength training for yoga this week, and our focus this week is on cyclists. So as a triathlon coach, it's a great time to strengthen your leg muscles and get you ready for the big season ahead. So the influence here is a guy called Phil Burt. Phil Burt is the physiotherapist and strength and conditioning coach with Team Sky in England, and I had the pleasure of spending a couple of sessions with him when I was at the Training Peaks conference over in Manchester, England. I will show you his book cover. I printed it off. So Strength and Conditioning for Cyclists with Phil Burt and Martin Evans. And these guys have done this great program for not only Team Sky, but also for the UK triathlon team. So big influence from them, and kudos to them for putting this together. So we are going to get started. I'm going to hand over the camera to my lovely son Parker, who's going to be our videographer today, and we're going to go through the workout. So here we are. So we have, how many exercises today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exercises to do. We're going to start off with what's called the monster walk. So if you've got a band at home, you can use a closed loop band like that, or you can grab one of your TheraBands and tie a knot into it. I'm going to take this around my ankles just because it's easier to get it on around the ankles for now. But you could also take it above your knees right there. Two choices, above the knees or down at the ankle. To make it even more challenging, above the knees and the ankle, 2 bands. All right, so we're going to go through this with the band around here, and we're just going to go 15 to 20 per side. See here that the band is already stretched out, and we want to make sure that as we're walking, we keep the band stretched out and come down into a bit of a squat here as you're walking along. If we don't keep the band stretched out, we're not using the adductors as well. So we're squatting back. I can use my arms here, coming into a monster walk, feeling like a bit of a monster, and then come on over the other way. So here, my lead leg, which is my right leg, is feeling a little bit more of the heat. So coming on back this way, and let's go back. Left leg is leading now. And you can hear the heart rate's coming up. It's a great way to warm up your legs. We're doing a lot of legs today. After a big ride this morning, we're feeling those legs. Come on back with your right leg. So keep going. The big thing you don't want to do is you don't want to have these valgal knees. So you don't want your knees sticking in like this. You also don't want your toes pointing out like that. You want to keep the feet nice and square as you're walking from one side to the other side. Everything's square, hips are square to the front of your room, and we're just squatting down slightly. All right, so about 15 to 20 per leg, and we'll take that band right off. Next up, we got a lunge with a twist. I'm just gonna grab my med ball. If you don't have a med ball at home, you can use a dumbbell. So I'm an 8-pound one. Nothing too heavy. Again, just warming up here. So we're stepping forward into our lunge. As we step forward, keeping hips square, and then we take that ball off to the same leg that's in front. Step forward, lunge, and twist to the left. Right leg forward, right twist. Left leg forward, left twist. And we turn around. Right leg, right twist. Left leg, left twist. Keep going, a couple of cues. Make sure as you're stepping forward that that knee doesn't go right on over the foot. We want to make it in line with about our shoelaces there as we come down. The bottom knee can come down a little deeper if you've got the flexibility and if you've got the strength. It's a lot harder down there than it is up here. And up here with the twist, we're just working on strengthening in through the abdominals, the obliques, and warming them up for our next set. So keep going, 15 to 20 per leg on each side. you need to, take a little quad stretch. After that, just grabbing those feet and bringing them in towards the buttocks. Give yourself a little rest, maybe a little hip opener there as we're getting warmed up. Feeling the heat. All right, next up, we're gonna do the one-legged deadlift. Single leg deadlift. So here you can grab hold of a couple of weights, stepping into the front foot. And as we go into these next 4 exercises, the reps are gonna be set 1, 8, set 2, 10, set 3, 12, and set 4, 15. So in your first set, it's a warm-up set, we're just doing 8 reps. So we're standing into the front leg, we're going on to the right first. As you're doing that, bring the left knee up. Square your hips. Think about shoulders back, lifting up from the crown of your head. Just got the dumbbells off to the side. As I start to kick it back, I'm balancing here and digging out through the heel and the back, toes pointing down towards the floor. Inhale as you come up. Bring that knee up. Lots of balance here and lots of knee stability. A great exercise for your knees, for your quads, your adductors, your abductors. Lots going on here. Fabulous cycling exercise. And we need balance when we bike. So this is great to work on your balance as well. Pushing that heel back, toes point back, down towards the floor. So we're going for 8. I think we're at about 6 now. And knee up, and 7, press it back. And 8, press it back. Shake it off, let's go on over to the other side. I'll give you a couple of seconds just to catch up, just in case you were watching and didn't get started right away. A couple of cues here. As you're pressing your foot back, I keep talking about taking the toes down towards the ground. Make sure you're not opening up through the hips so that your toes are pointing out to the right. We want to keep those feet pointing down. All right, onto the other leg. Left leg now. I'm lunging into my left leg, bringing that knee up first, keeping a micro bend in my left knee to stabilize me. Press the heel back, toes point down. Knee up, press back. Knee up, number 3, and press back. Knee up, number 4, and press back. If you're starting to feel like you're losing your balance, you can always touch down in between. Knee up, number 5, and heel back, number 6, heel back, number 7. Last one. Trying to hold on to that balance. 8. And kick it back. All right, good job, guys. All right, next exercise. I'm going to just hold on to these weights. And we're coming into a reverse lunge. So a forward front lunge, we would be lunging forward. In a reverse lunge, we're lunging back. So why are we doing it differently? Our quads are already super strong in cycling. Hamstrings need a little more work. So in this lunge, you're actually using more hamstring than you are quad. Great exercise to balance out those cycling muscles. Lunging into the left foot, step back with your right. Again, we want to make sure that the knee is just over the shoelaces, that it's not over your toes. You can come down as deep as you want. Tall, tall spine. And then come back, step it forward. Left foot reaches back. Bring it forward. Right foot reaches back and bring it forward. So we're doing that 8 repetitions here. That's 3 per leg. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, You can see as we start to get tired, the balance starts to go. The form starts to go a little bit. Keep working on that nice tall form. And last one. And take a break, shake it off. Whew, heart rate's going up. Next set, we're gonna do squats. If you got a band at home, a great option here is to do the squats with the band. Realizing that we don't have those big heavy weights that we have in the gym at home. So it helps to use the band and do that at the same time as the squat. So this time I'm going to bring that band right on up above my knees. You don't want it on the knees, right above the knees on those quads. So you can see as I'm coming down in my squat, I'm going to kind of push against that band a little bit so it gives you a little bit of extra pressure. Grabbing hold of the weights, we're going to do a front squat, taking those dumbbells right up above your chest by your shoulders. Again, we don't want any valgal knees, we don't want any collapsing this way, and we're not trying to point the toes out either. We're coming into just a nice square squat, keeping the hips square, and as you come down, pushing your hips back and taking them just to 90 degrees. Dig in through your heels, lift your toes, press in those heels, lift up. You'll feel that in your glutes as you lift up. Come on back down and lift. So we're going to 8, pressing into the band, pressing into the heels. That's 3. Come on back down into your squat. And 4. Tall spine as you lift. Squat down, 5. So I'm feeling this in my adductors, my outer part of my legs here, as well as my glutes. The adductors, the inner thighs, work super hard in cycling as we're squeezing that bike seat. So we're trying to work this opposing muscle group as we come down into a squat. We spend a lot of time sitting on that saddle. We want to activate those glutes. That's 8, we're done, good. All right, we're gonna take the band off. So you can see it just gives you a little bit of an extra push on those squats if you don't have a heavy weight at home. Last exercise of the day, we're doing a deadlift, but we're going to do it as a compound exercise. So we're doing deadlift and row together. Take those weights out in front. Your feet are about hip width apart. Nice and square still. Draw those shoulders back, tall spine, lifting up from your sternum. We're just going to bend right on over, keeping a little micro bend in the knees, and bring those weights down towards your ankles. Nice flat back here, digging into your heels, lift your toes. Now reach on all the way back up, draw shoulders back, nice tall spine. This time as we come down, flat back, knees are slightly bent, and we're going to do a row. Bring those weights up to your chest, nice flat back, and release back down. Lift all the way up, and you've done your deadlift. Draw shoulders back, lift back down, and row. Lift on up into your deadlift. Come on back down, and row. Lift up. That's 4. Halfway, and down. Row. Lift up, that's 5. Down. Lift to your row, 6. All the way up. 2 more. Take it down. Row. Lift up tall, 7. Bring it down. Row. Lift up tall, and that's 8. All right, so that's the circuit for today. We are going to do 8 reps, all with the same weight. 8 reps, 10 reps, 12 reps, and then 15 reps. So 4 sets of everything. Just to remind you, we started with the monster walk, keeping the band beside your ankles there, moving from one side to the other. 15 to 20 on the monster walk though. Lunge with a med ball twist. You got the med ball lunging in. We lunge and twist to the same side. Next up, a single leg deadlift. So we got the weights beside us, lunge in, lift up, and bring that knee up in between, right? So we keep those hips nice and square as we're pressing the heel back and reaching those toes down towards the floor. Next exercise, the reverse lunge. Reverse your lunge, take it back, and then switch on over to the other side with dumbbells. Squats with the bands. We have the band right above the knees. Front squat, come on down, digging into the heels. And then the last exercise with that compound exercise of the deadlift and row, keeping a slight micro bend in through the knees. Deadlift, lift up tall, and then come back into your row. Deadlift, lift up tall, and come back into your row. So those are your exercises for today. 8 reps, 10 reps, 12 reps, 15 reps, 4 sets of each. Feel free to take a break in between all of that and take a few quadricep stretches or hamstring stretches in between. Go do it and have fun.